Persephone's Hidden Garden. Part 1. The weight you carried here. Your mind has not stopped today. You know this. You have felt it running since you woke. The list that rewrites itself. The conversation you keep replaying. The small worry that attaches itself to every quiet moment and will not be put down. You came here tonight carrying all of it, the way you carry it every night. And you are tired in a way that sleep alone does not seem to reach. Tonight you don't have to carry it any further. There is a gate. You did not search for it. It found you, the way certain doors only appear to those who are tired enough to need them. It is old stone, half sunk into a hillside thick with wild fig and olive, green with moss in the cracks where no hand has touched it in a very long time. The moment your hand finds the cold stone, something in the noise of your thinking drops away. Not all of it. Not yet. Just the edges. Just the static. The gate opens onto a stairway curving down into the dark. You descend. The air changes with every step, warmer, stiller, carrying a mineral hush like the inside of a cave that has never known wind. Your footsteps on the worn stone steps are soft and unhurried. There is no reason to rush down here. There has never been a reason to rush in this place. The stairway curves twice, 3 times, each turn taking you further from the world you came from the list, from the conversation you keep replaying, from the small, persistent worry. With each turn, that world becomes a little less loud. Not because you're trying to silence it, simply because it cannot follow you all the way down here. It was never built for this kind of depth. At the bottom of the stairs, a second gate, wrought iron, old and dark, twined with something flowering, small white blossoms that seem to hold their own faint light, glowing the palest violet blue in the absence of any sun. You push the gate open. It yields without sound, and the garden is there. Part 2. The garden that has no sky. There is no sky above you, only a high stone ceiling, vast and unlit, lost somewhere in shadow far overhead, and yet the garden does not feel enclosed, it feels held. The light that fills it comes from everywhere and nowhere. The pale violet blue glow of thousands of small flowers lining every path, growing along every wall, climbing every old stone pillar, each one offering its own quiet luminescence to the whole. The paths are flat stone, smooth and cool, winding between beds of these glowing flowers in patterns that lead nowhere urgent, curving toward a bench here, circling a fountain there, doubling back on themselves the way paths do when they were built for wandering rather than arriving. The pomegranate trees are everywhere. Their branches are heavy, low, bowed under fruit so dark red it is almost black in this light. Nothing moves on them. No wind reaches this deep. The trees simply stand, holding their weight, patient as stone. The air smells of crushed fig leaves and something sweeter beneath it, pomegranate perhaps, or the flowers themselves, or simply the smell that belongs to places that have never been rushed through. You breathe it in, and your shoulders, which have been carrying something since this morning without your noticing, drop by some small, real measure. At the far end of the garden, near a low stone wall thick with more of the glowing blossoms, a figure moves, unhurried, tending something, pruning a low branch perhaps, or simply touching the leaves the way you might touch something you have tended for a very long time and still find new reasons to admire. She does not turn. She does not need to. You are expected here. You have always been expected here. Part 3. The stone bench. Near the center of the garden, where two paths cross beneath the widest pomegranate tree, there is a bench. It is old stone, worn smooth along the seat by uncountable hours of use, slightly warm to the touch despite the absence of any sun. Warmed perhaps by the same quiet source that lights the flowers, or perhaps simply by the patience of stone that has decided, a very long time ago, to be kind to whoever sits on it. You lower yourself onto it. The stone receives you immediately without resistance, the warmth spreading up through you the moment you settle. Above you, the pomegranate branches form a low canopy, heavy with fruit, utterly still. Between the leaves, you can see threads of that same violet-blue light from the flowers below, reflected up onto the underside of the canopy in soft, shifting patterns. Not because anything is moving, but because light like this never holds entirely still, even in a place with no wind at all. Somewhere nearby, water. Not rushing, barely audible, a single slow drip falling at long, unhurried intervals into something stone. The sound arriving so rarely that each time it does, it feels like punctuation rather than noise. A reminder that even in absolute stillness, something is gently, patiently continuing. She is still tending her trees at the far end of the garden. She does not call to you. She does not require anything of you. Her presence here is simply a fact of the garden, the way the bench is a fact, the way the pomegranates are a fact. Something that exists quietly, without asking for your attention, and is somehow more comforting for not asking. You came here carrying the whole weight of your day. The bench has already begun to take some of it. Part 4. What the garden does not ask. There's something different about this garden, and you feel it before you understand it. Nothing here is asking anything of you. The flowers do not need tending by your hand. The trees do not need pruning by your hand. The path does not need to lead anywhere in particular, and so it makes no demand on your direction. Even she, at the far end of the garden, asks nothing. Her work is her own, has always been her own, and your presence here does not add to it or take from it in any way. Think about how rare that is. Nearly everything in your waking life is asking something of you, a reply, a decision, a small task that becomes 3 more small tasks, a worry that wants to be solved before it will let you rest. All day, every day, something is asking. Here, nothing asks. This garden belongs to someone who understands both halves of the world, the half that grows in the light and the half that rests in the dark, the half that blooms and the half that lies dormant beneath the soil through the long winter, waiting. She moves between both halves, and so she knows more than anyone that rest is not a failure of the light half. It is simply the other half doing its necessary work. You are allowed to be in your dormant half tonight. You do not need to bloom tonight. You do not need to produce anything, solve anything, become anything more than what you already are in this exact moment. A tired person sitting on a warm stone bench in a garden that has no urgency anywhere inside it. The pomegranates hang heavy and still above you, in no hurry to fall. You can be exactly that unhurried. Part 5. The body on the stone. The stone beneath you is warm. It has been holding that warmth for you since before you arrived, the way good places always seem to know, somehow when someone tired is coming. Feel your feet. They have carried you through an entire day of small efforts you didn't count, steps you didn't notice, weight you didn't register. They are resting now on the cool path stones and the muscles in them, the small specialized ones that balance and adjust with every step, have nothing left to balance against. They are simply heavy, simply still. Your ankles have released. The release climbs into your calves, soft now against the stone bench, no longer holding the shape of standing or walking or waiting. They have nowhere further to carry you tonight. Your knees are still. The small tension that lives behind them, the one you never notice until it leaves, has left. Your thighs are heavy. Very heavy. They have given their full weight to the stone, and the stone has accepted it completely without strain, the way old stone always accepts weight, patiently, permanently, as if weight were the easiest thing in the world to hold. Somewhere nearby, the slow drip of water falls once into its stone basin. The sound arrives and is gone, and the silence after it is even deeper than before. Your hips have settled into the bench. Your lower back, which carries the day's posture whether you ask it to or not, has found the stone's surface and finally let go of that posture. The muscles along your spine are releasing now, slowly from the base upward, each one finished with its work for today. Your belly is soft. It rises and falls with your breath, unhurried. The rhythm of it slower now than it has been all day, slower even than it was a few minutes ago. Each exhale releases a little more of what you didn't know you were holding. Your chest is open. The compression that gathers there through a long day of small efforts has breathed itself out, leaving only quiet space, filled with the cool, faintly sweet air of the garden. Your arms rest along the stone, heavy at your sides. Your hands are open, palms up, fingers loosely curled. There is nothing for them to hold tonight, nothing for them to reach for. They are simply resting, the way hands rest only in places that ask nothing of them. Your shoulders have dropped further than you expected they could. The muscles across your back have released the shape of effort they hold all day without your noticing. Your neck has softened. Your head has found the high curve of the bench's back, or perhaps simply tilted toward the warm stone beside you and given its full weight there. Everything you thought today, every decision, every unfinished thing, has been given over to the stone, which receives it as easily as it receives everything else. Your jaw has unclenched. Your face has smoothed into something with no expression at all, because no expression is needed here. The pale violet light from the flowers falls softly across your closed eyes. The garden is utterly still around you. Your body has become just as still. Part 6. She continues her work. At the far end of the garden, she is still tending her trees. She has not stopped, and she will not stop, not because the work is urgent, but because it is hers, slow and patient and endless in the particular way that the work of caretaking always is. There is no finish line for a garden like this one. There is only the ongoing, unhurried tending. You do not need to watch her. You do not need to thank her. Her presence here is simply a fact, the way the bench beneath you is a fact, and facts do not require anything of you except acknowledgement, which you have already given simply by resting here. Your thoughts have grown very quiet. The list that rewrote itself all day, the conversation you kept replaying, the small worry that would not be put down. All of it is still somewhere, perhaps near the iron gate at the top of the stairs, waiting patiently in a part of the garden you are not currently visiting. It has not vanished. It has simply moved to the edges, the way thoughts do in places deep enough and quiet enough to hold them at a distance. The chime sounds once, low and resonant, somewhere in the stillness. It fades into the dark above, into the violet blue light, into the heavy stillness of the pomegranate branches, and the garden is the same as before, only somehow deeper. The last thin thread of your watching, that small persistent part of you that tracks and checks and monitors, is beginning to loosen its grip. It has done its work today. It is allowed to rest now too. The garden is watching now. She is watching now. You can rest. Part 7. The garden remembers you. This garden does not forget the people who rest here. Long after you leave, and you will leave in the morning when the ordinary world calls you back up the stairs and through the iron gate, some small part of this stillness will remain available to you. The garden remembers everyone who has ever needed it. It will remember you too. But that is for morning to consider, and morning is very far from here. Tonight there is only this: the warm stone, the heavy fruit, the pale violet light, the slow, patient sound of water falling once and then again, much later, into its stone basin. Your body is very heavy. Your legs are very heavy. Your arms are very heavy. Breathe in. Breathe out. The garden breathes with you. The pomegranates hang still above you. Your legs are heavy. Very heavy. Your arms are heavy. Very heavy. The flowers glow softly. The water falls once, far away. She continues her quiet work. There is nothing left to carry tonight. There was never very much to carry once you set it down. Only the weight you had agreed, somewhere along the way, to hold without question. You do not need to hold it tonight. The stone is holding you instead. The garden. Still glowing. The trees. Still heavy. She. Still tending. You are here. You are warm. You are safe. You are already asleep.